And is he back to another bomb? He's already at 77%. I mean, he's pretty fast. And Byro gets a good pulse bomb. Heroic's in the back line. A lot of balls coming outside of Genji Ballers, though. But
I mean, they're going to clean it up handily, right? At least you stop, you can maintain lead. You handily win the fight. I say that. It's taken a hot minute to find the final kills, though. Banana Man did invest the bombs. There's going to be a D.Va coming through the back?
I get the second life, but now you're completely split from your team, and looks like General Dill's going to push forward, and they're just going to take all this free space, and meanwhile, D.Va can't even get in the fight right now.
Yeah, Banana Man, do me a favor, split the difference, bud. No early crazy bomb, no second life as the sixth person to die bomb. Wish you had the bomb here. Banana Man gets D-Max and destroyed pretty quickly thereafter. Shaka Khan does fall in the process, but Heroic's now got the Venture ult. And this should be some more progress for Genji Ballers. Mercury Turtle's trying to pester the bot a little bit. Does manage to pick up the kill on Zoloft. Knew that they were weak down there. And still staying around to harass Heroic. Doing a pretty good job here on point. Mercury Turtle causing some trouble down here.
And I mean, she just held that point by herself that entire time. And they're not going to beat out of the team. I mean, that's a huge fight. They barely made any progress. I mean,
they did not. They absolutely stopped the second point capture there. If Mercury's not on point there, I think this robot is on second point for sure. And now, slowly but surely, Turtles are trying to spin this one around. Hawk and Fish are trying to do a little bit of a support duo chaos on point there, but just slowly but surely whittled away. Finally, Genji Ballers are going to start moving, but the trickle's still on. Lazy thinking about the touch. Maybe a good call to just back out here.
It looks like both sides coming out with some good ultimates here. We've got Venture all coming online for Lazy Turtle. We got TNT, a Nano. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see who comes out here first and what, but it looks like they're going to get the point. That's a smart option here.
Just going to grab the full reset. Probably a neutral fight. You think we see an EMP to open? Probably, right?
Sorry for that. Flank, but General Bill finds that kill really early on Turtle.
Fish is going to go too.
Shaka's really low back there.
Not the way Turtles wanted to start that fight. And I think it kind of goes to show that Genji Ballers are the ones who more or less disengaged from a winning situation, grabbed their close spawns, came back together, and they won a neutral fight there. That was a vanilla fight.
Yeah, and I mean, you get your beat up for this fight, hopefully. I mean, you're 65% for Shaka now. You really need that coming in. You're going to come up with a name for Fish.
How many do they use? We have 9 or 6 right now, with the expectation of probably 7 or 8, possibly 9 in total.
I think we're going to see a rush here in a couple seconds, maybe with a viral pulse bomb as well. That's how we're going to open, I think. Amazing
patience as far as PMA is concerned. 2 deaths, no ultimates. There's 1. The winning team does throw in the ult, hopefully no more than the EMP to secure the rest of this here for the Turtles. I am shocked by how patient these teams are with their ults right now. I almost dare say they need to be throwing them a little bit more aggressively on both sides.
Dare I say, but at the same time... Oh.
There it is, Dill gets a... He'll die for it, but he takes Hawk with him. You're down your Kiri. Now, I mean, the fastest support in the game, but... Alright, maybe Lucio, but we can argue about that later. Still, it's going to be the Turtles that do come out with this.
Take that if you're Genji Ballers. I mean, 4 ults, you only lose your Sigma ultimate, and the other side,
I mean,
they're about the
they
same
did
way.
only get... They only got EMP out of it. It's a pretty neutral outcome, which definitely favors Genji Ballers, because they're in the lead there so much, right? We're just now passing halfway. Solid point for them.
Too. I mean, they have such a big lead, they don't have to use that thing. Here comes a big Sig ultimate. No, sorry.
Oh, Banana Man caught himself in the back line. Fish gets caught in the front line with the pulse bomb. Turtles kind of just pincered themselves by accident. I missed what Banana Man tried to cage, but he got stuck in the back. Fish got left out in the front, and it just kind of collapsed from both ends there.
Yeah, I believe he tried to get the Lucia, which would have been a really good pick, and then maybe cut off the beat. But I don't think he really got him, and he kind of had been stuck there for quite a bit of time. Both sides use a lot of ultimates, though. We're going to see that in the fight, and the left to the side. But Joe's going to go down early.
Yeah, that tank kill from Lazy Turtle pretty nice to start off the fight for Banana Man's now over to the Ramatra. Gonna have a little more frontline presence, perhaps. I mean, I say that compared to the Mauga, but, you know, a little more fun frontline presence, I suppose.
A lot more
Making some
brawly, which I can
swaps.
respect. I mean, Viro switching to the Echo, I don't hate the pick. I think it's pretty good aerial-wise. In the damage
I love it. What do they have to do to him?
Yeah,
Mercury's gonna have to hit the hack?
He's got to do
like,
everything on Viro.
Yeah, Mercury's got to play a lot of awareness right now against the DPS from the Genji Ballers. A little bit of kill trading going on from the front. Heroic falls, Banana Man falls. Tank's having a hard time staying alive against these DPS lineups. These are a lot of high damage burst DPS going on right here. You see Mercury Turtle, Vero, Lazy Turtle, everybody's chopping it up from the DPS lines on both sides. Turtle Squad looks like they're going to win out though. Lazy's going to go ahead and send it pretty deep with the teleport, but who's going to go push him? Shaka Khan's like thinking about it. Heroic's going to go with them. 2v1 up in the top. Lazy Turtle is going to go ahead and race away, but Mercury's there now to trade out. The little Lazy duo here. I like it. The Lazy Mercury Turtle duo.
And honestly, if you're Genji Ballers, you get touch here over the top so they can't make that progress. You know, be able to see the pull, the first point check.
And they are. AJ's just pickling it.
Gets two. Oh, and there goes Hawk on the Kiri.
Traded. Rocked the Death Blossom. Banana Man's gonna get 2 before he goes down, so it will hopefully be enough, but Lazy Turtle got denied there. Genji Ballers trying to scrap this out, but they're low. Shaka Khan sends the beat just late for General Dills under the side of the tunnel. Now everybody's turning it on. Banana Man goes ahead and pops COVID. The Annihilation coming out. Heroic's gonna go ahead and send the Venture ult back. They're really investing here. There's still 20 seconds, so this is final fight, though not in overtime, not at risk of the game ending immediately. So there is a point of recontest here as necessary. Right now, Turtles have to keep the cart moving. That earlier spawn is a big change here, though. I mean, we've seen it before. I think that Genji Ballers are going to have a good recontest. They got some time to do it.
I just think Turtles has all the ultimates they need now. They've got to cycle these correctly, and this might be a really big fight win. And even on that,
Soloff just got the Kitsune. Goes early. Mercury does have the EMP to try to cancel something here, but just holding it patient.
Oh!
Goes down too much. Lazy Turtle can't get the Blossom again. Destroyed through the middle of it in the last second. Trying to throw something. Turtles can't get the final progress they need. It'll be Genji Ballers taking home the first point, but that was a pretty darn good first fight.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like you mentioned earlier, the patience with the ultimates. I mean, that was surprising for PMA. Usually we see 5 ults on each side, but everyone was really patient. I think it kind of almost backfired a little bit for Turtles. They had all their ultimates there, but didn't seem to really use any. I think we only saw one from them.
They did need to be more the aggressor, which I think is where they've preferred to be most of the time tonight, I would say. When they were on the front foot, when they were moving forward and making moves themselves, they were doing quite well with it. I think almost every time Genji Ballers were on the retake, they got it pretty cleanly. Definitely something that the Turtles need to think about. You know, how do we defend? How do we either scout ahead so that we can stay on that front foot, or if we're going to bunker up, if we're going to play the point, the robot, the cart, whatever, how are we going to deal with aggression back at us? And started to find that a little bit. I think the Somber Reaper was pretty scary. But any thoughts that you might have if you were going to be able to sub Slaying Beast in here, if you were going to jump in here yourself, or if you were going to get to play coach for a moment?
I mean, I feel like Turtles comp wasn't necessarily anything wrong with it. I think maybe Turtle doesn't get off the Venture there. I think Venture, the damage-wise, especially being able to get in and out, is just a little bit easier than the Reaper is as far as movement abilities. But I think rushing with the Ramatra was actually pretty solid. I know we're seeing Papa Brown Man sub in here on tank now, it looks like. So it's going to change the style a little bit. But depending on the map we see, I really think that this team should consider with the rush, whether it's with the Monkey or the Ryan, the Ramatra, any of those heroes, just to put the pressure on Viro just a little bit more.
Sorry, some swaps coming in quite a bit, shaking up for the Turtles there. Didn't mean to just leave you hanging on that train of thought. Would you repeat the question one more time for me?
Well, not really a question that I remember, but
Or the statements.
I think that, you know, the rush comps with either a Matra or the Rhine or the Monkey, I mean, anything that you can go fast on and punish Vyro with. I mean, Heroic was getting a little bit caught out with the Sombra, so that was nice. The damage wasn't there necessarily all the time. I mean, we're seeing a lot of swaps now, but with Blue on DPS, I mean, we might be seeing Genji, some more aggressive, more fast play. I think if Turtles can go faster, they'll put Genji Ballers back on their heels.
Yeah, I think definitely looking for the opportunity to have maybe a DPS that's able to cover some of those angles a little bit more. You know, be able to mark the flanks, to be able to mark the outer edges of the fight, and just lock that down. We saw Heroic taking the immediate duel with Lazy Turtle. I mentioned it on the Ventures. You know, you mentioned maybe sticking on to some of those hero picks a little longer to take the fights, and if you lose it, you lose it, but come back, you know, assess what happened and try to make the adjustment in your playstyle rather than your hero pick potentially. But I agree, right? I think that's one of the things Turtles are doing earlier is they're making some of these compositional adjustments. They're changing around who's in. Obviously, we've got to rotate players. You saw Chris Helms swapped out with Shaka Khan, but that's a 1-for-1, right? There's support for support. Now, not the same player. We all know Chris Helms is far superior to AJ. I mean, he's a sleeper GM. AJ's just asleep. Sue me. But that means all in all, we are going to have to, you know, consider that the Turtles are changing things up a lot more, though. They've got a new tank. Papa Brown Man's going to hop in there. They moved Hawk in for a DPS cycle, I believe. Had a little bit of movement there. I believe Banana Man might have left game. And then Fish and Lazy Turtle now going to be cutting up on support. That's a different dynamic. How does that play? How do they shift it? That's something Genji Ballers has to adjust to. That's something the Turtles, I assume, have already played with and are comfortable with, and therefore now they get to play that little bit of mind game. Okay, we know how you all played tonight. We know you just swapped out Chris for AJ. Now, we've adjusted half our roster is different. We're going to make some changes that we think are going to come back at you hard. I mean, just to see how map 2 goes. They have not picked what map we're going for just yet, though I'm curious what the Turtles are going to play. They picked the push for the first, so perhaps they would consider something along the lines of maybe an escort and getting lineups changing just a little bit more. Mercury Turtle's going to shake things up one last time here now that Banana Man, I guess, unavailable here. It's going to be Mercury and Fish on the DPS line with Lazy Turtle and Hawk running the supports. So, again, things changing a little bit moment to moment here. But we're getting there.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, you know, we're in week 4 of PMA now, and I feel like with Genji Ballers, I mean, I've only streamed them, I think, 2 times now, but they're pretty similar on what they like to play. I mean, we have Vyro is really the one who swaps the most. Heroic usually sticks to the Venture. Zoloft, Shaka, and Chris Helms. Chris Helms usually Brig. We usually see Kiri from Zoloft, and Shaka usually plays as Lucio. And Dill's usually on Sigma. I mean, those are what they're comfortable with. That's what they like playing. I feel like Turtles, with this lineup they have right now, I feel like maybe they've noticed something. Maybe this 5 is the 5 in these positions that can counter them and maybe make Genji Ballers a little uncomfortable. But I think that's what they're going for, at least, trying to switch it up with Junkertown too. That's definitely a map I wasn't expecting, but always welcome. Junkertown, a lot of sniper potential. It might not work in the favor as far as the Widow duels, but perhaps Vyro will get diffed. That's what I'm going to hope for.
Perhaps. We'll find out here. I think that it's going to be an interesting tank matchup for Junkertown. Because like you said, the sniper duels are going to come out a lot. Does Vyro get diffed? If Vyro doesn't get diffed, do you have a tank that's going to be able to jump up there and start harassing him so that he is a little bit easier to diff? We'll find out. We're headed to Junkertown, map number 2. The Genji Ballers took map number 1 away. We'll see if they can go up 2-0. Or are we going to start to pick at fence? Turtles, I love them, looking to bring it back 1-1. 15 seconds until we unlock some comps, but do you think we're going to get the Widow Mirror? I'm assuming, but I am not confident. I don't know that Mercury or Fish want to take the duel. And I don't know that Vero is going to offer it if they don't take it first. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Widow's roll out at start. Haha, so far, Mercury hasn't picked. I don't know if we're going to see Widows tonight. At least on Joker time.
It looks like from Turtles, they want to dive, which is ideal. That is what we had mentioned before, going faster, going quicker, might benefit them. On the other hand, they're going to have actually a pretty tough time, I think, with Heroic Echo. It's one of the first times we've seen him play, I think, this season. But the Echo's going to offer a lot of burst that, honestly, I don't know if Fish is going to be able to deal with necessarily besides his turret. And it's going to be out on Turtle again to do a lot of the damage.
And not to mention that they're going to play the dive into resident Brig player Chris Helms. So you already know you're going to have an anti-dive support. They're kind of just calling the bluff here. Might not be calling any Widow duels, but they are going to go ahead and just take the dive challenge. Send it full here. See the Winston trying to flush out the high ground. He does catch Heroic away from the early shots as the Echo over the wall. Or was that Vero? One of the little dive DPS there, trying to peek up top. Everybody just kind of posturing and trying to get settled in for this first fight. The turret goes down. Hawk goes down. It's going to be Genji Ballers with the first pick. First couple of picks here. Papa Brown Man gets lasered down, and then General Dill gets the finish. Vero falls in a bit of the fray, but it's fine. You've got a lot of high mobility players, at least for Genji Ballers on this defense. As long as they are isolating and killing higher than 1-for-1, they're happy. General Dill, extremely low, full of stickies. Gets lasered down. It's just a little bit of rinse and repeat so far. The card's finally getting some progress, though, and a couple of kills and a little bit of damage stacking up here. You see Zoloft having to really go hard, trying to keep the tickets flowing and keep everybody healthy. Chris Helms only has so much if there's no one alive to whack. So the healing war of attrition kind of settling in maybe a little bit for the Genji Ballers. They're full health at the moment, but we'll see how it goes as the fight really starts. Now Turtles are starting to turn on the pressure. You see a couple of swaps. Mercury Turtles on the Pharah. They know there's no hit scan counter. Fish is over to the Torb. Again, just dump that damage. I think we've been there from the start, but now Lazy Turtle's going to get to start to feast more and more with that Zenyatta Orb. And Papa Brown Man's really getting to make the most of it. General Dill gets Discord. Papa Brown Man on the Zarya now just gets to walk up and start shooting through the hands, get walked through the shields. Now the card's getting moving, but the kills just haven't come. I feel like we're in the spot. Fish finds the first. General Dill with his ult finds the second. Hawk trades out 1-for-1 with Zero Logic here. A lot of chaos in this fight. It's a slow one. I did not expect that.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, the Echo Tracer or Echo Genji before, they pull so much attention in different routes. I mean, Heroic's pulling a lot of attention from Mercury here on the Pharah, and Tracer's pulling attention to other places, and they don't really have anywhere to move. They're having to look at two things at once. And it looks like now the fight's starting to get really progressive. We got a full spot with two from Vyro.
Ooh, nice job, Vyro. Papa Brown Man couldn't get the bubble back in time to defend against it. That's going to be a clean shutdown here. Genji Ballers with a nice hold on first point.
Yeah, I mean, this is really impressive what we're seeing from the Echo Tracer. They're pulling so much attention, and I just don't know really what Turtles is going to do currently with the Pharah ult. I mean, this is what the big play has to be if you're going to make progress.
Over the top. From the top ropes, Mercury Turtle can't connect from just that much distance. Too much time to react. Lazy Turtle's gonna have to throw in the Transcendence to try to get something going on point. Make sure everybody stays nice and healthy here. With the Torbolt, it's enough to finally clear some of that second corner. But Papa Brown Man dangerously low. General Dill is reeing for this Zarya to die, and now he's back at full charge with bubbles, with a vengeance. Papa Brown Man and company running it down for the last couple of kills here, but there's that DPS lineup again. They're still alive. They're still alive and kicking. Zoloft is just camped out in the house. Get to heal my Echo, get to heal my Tracer, get to heal my Echo, get to throw a little Kitsune rush when I get it here. You know, they're more than happy to just vibe in the backline and let the DPS do the damage. Both of them go down. Zoloft has to get the point. Not quite enough to finish out the final bit of the fight here. Eventually, Turtles will cap first.
And honestly, you might have had to use 4 ults to get there, but you capped it, and that's what really.
But we got there.
And And honestly, you're looking at basically the same ult economy now. Both tank ults are coming up. We have one DPS ult from each side, and both supports are about in the same place. The Elite Turtle a little ahead with the Transcendence, but maybe a little dry fight here. See if Vyro can get this pulse bomb onto anybody.
Oh, Fish has to use the E to run away? Maybe on the high ground?
Runs out really early.
Oh, lots of the turtles are weak right now. Just poking from high ground. Energy ballers are not pressed. This is the perk of defense. You get to take the fight. Lazy Turtle takes the fight to him first. They'll find Heroic. Vero trades him out though. Still sends in the Gluck. Not going to convert the kill, but we'll find the Rock on Hawk thereafter. Solof's trying to get this Fish out of the back line, but this Fish is going mad. Needs a little help. Still trying to get out Vero's pestering. Fish is one. Is Fish gonna live? Fish lives it! Vero turns away at the last second. Lazy Turtle manages to get the orb on. Throws the pulse though and finds Hawk. Vero's gonna convert for 2 in the back line here. Eventually Fish dies in the fray as Heroic gets a cleanup kill. That was a little silly there for a second. If Vero dies there, the Turtles turn on the afterburners and just kick it down point here and probably win that fight in all second. Well done to stay alive.
Absolutely, and I really like this D.Va pick. There's Mercury with 2, Chris Helms and Tracer on Vyro. Broken's gonna get 1, gonna clear up the Kiri here, but Turtles are gonna get moving, all for the price
Oh,
of
Heroic can't get over the wall!
Oh no!
The turret finds Heroic, Lazy gets the finish. And this is what I meant.
I don't know if they touched.
This is what I meant. If they won the fight, they were going to be, or if they got the early touch, or the early advantage, they were going to be able to turn on all the boost to get there. Do they get the touch? Does the D.Va come in? No! Too late, too little. General Dill grabs the kill on Mercury, but it's not enough to get the point. Maybe that was intentional, just getting that kill to set up for third. Turtles doing a good job to keep this fight moving. They find the early kill on Vero, who is now over to the cast, looking for a little bit more distance. Maybe a little bit more verticality options. Not that he has more verticality than Tracer, but at least he can do something with it. No other swaps so far.
No real swaps. Chris Helm's a little caught out. He's gonna die here early, that's okay. But they're making progress, and they're not really having to use too much to get there. On the other side, you have Empty Ballers, has a couple ults. And really, we gotta see something come out here on this corner. Otherwise, it looks like we might get a full tap without having to use any ults.
Ooh, Fish throwing down the Molten Core. A good chunk of it gets eaten by General Dill, but some manages to find its way on towards the point, causing a bit of a headache. Gonna go ahead and ask for the trans out of Lazy Turtle to make sure this mid-fight can go their way, but the Turtles are getting eaten up. Papa Brown Man throws a bomb over the top. Not able to find anybody. Chris Helms gets the shielded off there. Pop the rally back on the Prector now. Trying to get Papa Brown Man out of suit. Can't quite do it and is getting pestered for it now. Chris Helms will go down, but General Dill finds 2 for the trade. In the final 30 seconds, here comes the scramble. Vero pops the Deadeye. These teams have basically flipped sides in the midst of the chaos there. Oftentimes what you'll see here on Junkertown 3rd when you get that Mega Room undercut through the roundabout here. Fish is probably going to have the touch. They do have the Sombra, but they know it's there. They know to spy check. They know to be shooting around. You see it right here. Heroic finds the decloak. The bomb finds the Fish. General Dill kills the for sure touch. No hacks, no EMPs online. A couple more kills going back to back here. Papa Brown Man finds 1. General Dill finds 2. Heroic finds 1. Papa Brown Man finds another, but it's not going to be enough. D-Mech going to be able to keep the overtime for just a second longer, but I think that's going to do it here. Turtles grab just shy of 69 meters.
Honestly, not bad. Turtles made it work. They didn't have the biggest time bank, but they made it work. They made a lot of progress for what could have been a one point hole. So, I mean, if you'll take that if you're Turtles.
Absolutely.
Ballers, they seemed a little flustered. I mean, they had to make a lot of different swaps to change their style. And I think it's starting to get to Heroic a little bit. The Echo was very solid first point, but on second and third, it really felt maybe he really wanted to get back to the Venture, and it looked like he did towards the end. So we're going to see what they do here. Do they change the style? Do they have to play the same way? Let's see what Genji Ballers is going to change up here.
Oh, a little bit of indecision. Heroic and Zoloft taking a moment's pause to think about it. And just a quick note, Fanto, I don't know if you saw in the chat, perhaps turning up a little bit of the, what's going on here? You might have the Twitch stream playing. We got double audio, and if we can turn Slaying Beast up a little bit. Chains. I know, audio is always the bane of the stream's existence. I'm sorry.
No big deal. Honestly, I couldn't do what Fanto's doing, and I feel very proud because I could never do that.
It's tough. Thank you for being here, and to all of our producers, all of our other casters, and folks that make the league run. Thank you. If you happen to have a Prime sub, go take a look for it. It's what helps us reward the folks that do things like that and help make it all worth it with our charitable donations and such. We're headed into our first fight of Junkertown now. Pretty much the mirror from the start of last. Mercury's going to hit the Ash. Vero's going to hit the Tracer straight into Papa Brown Man's boosters for the first kill. But they're on the attack. The Tracer will be back fast. Papa Brown Man kind of wants to dive in on Chris Holmes. Going to get bailed out by the team, though. Wise to turn around. Good pressure, though. They're setting up this kill box over the top arch. Fish is going to go ahead and drop down, but everybody else is pretty much going to stay up there and just rain damage. Try to cause a little bit of difficulty for General Dill to get in alone and be able to make it back out. There he goes. Immediately gets the Discord Orb. Mercury Turtle is going to be able to get a kill in the midst of it all. Papa Brown Man as well. That's just what's going to hurt him, is if the tank tries to come up high ground. Tank's going to get destroyed, and now you have no cover for your team pushing through the open ground behind them. Against a Torb, against a Zen, against a Kiri, against an Ashe, and against a Diva that can just jump down your throat. It's going to be a rough time.
I'm really loving the pressure from Turtles. I mean, this high ground's always hard to break, even in comp. But, like, they are really pressuring this point. They're not letting any progress slip here. We see a little bit of poke, which is kind of what Genji Ballers needs to do here. At the same time, Byron needs to get a little aggressive and start to make a push. It's high ground. It's a really good high ground take. I don't know if Papa Brown Man knows what's going on behind him, but his whole team's having to back up, so we might see a 2-mech here.
Oops, all Symmetras. That teleporter was really nice. Excellent adaptation to exactly what we were talking about before. They get the high ground pressure by just getting to the high ground instantaneously. And now they've got a TP to start working with to maybe make the plays a little bit more silly. Not while Vero's still out, though. Here comes the bomb. It's going to find none. I thought for sure that bomb had 2 in its sights, but they're going to fall eventually here. General Dill gets a couple more kills. And Genji Ballers are going to keep the cart rolling. They do have to invest a little bit for it. They throw the Kitsune rush. They've got a lot of ult still for the second point now.
Yeah, I'm really loving how they're using their ultimates here. They're really only using one at a time or trying to combo them. But at the same time, it's pretty close still in ult economy. Really only one ult difference between these teams.
They've got him online first. Let's see if the Turtles know it. Papa Brown Man gets the early kill. Heroic gets shut down when he had the blade. He was one of the ults that was immediately available. They're just not pushing them quite fast enough. If the Turtles would send an ult right now, this fight's over. Instead, Heroic's back. Here comes the Sim wall. On the back foot now. Turtles are going to have to throw the Trank. The blade comes out at the same time. So now we got a little bit of stall. Deal it out, get your positioning. Mercury Turtle trying desperately not to die. Pop around here and give them the hold, the DGM. Keep them up. Fish comes back in with the Molten Core to protect a bit of the high ground and the bridge. Oh, General Dill is going to find the kill onto Hawk. Mercury Turtle popping off, though. Finds a little 3-piece in the feed. And that'll be the hold for the Turtles.
Heroic's going to the Venture. Dill's going to the ball. Viro staying Symmetra for now. I like this new look, though. They're getting a little more divey. Heroic's going to be a little more comfortable being able to get in and out of these fights and be able to take 1v1s. Maybe on Zen a little easier. But honestly, this is still pretty close. I mean, they're getting the high ground. It's going to be the hardest thing to break. And Viro doesn't have a shield to get up there as easily anymore. It's interesting to see how he tries to get his charge here.
They are going to jump in with the Sim. Heroic doesn't have to use any mobility to get in, even if that's all the teleporter did. Meal to apply bunch of pressure here. Heroic 2v1 situation. Mercury Turtle doesn't fall though. General Dill not quite fast enough to get up to the high ground. And meanwhile, can I get... Okay, they're doing some stuff now. But I wanted to know how much... I saw a clip earlier from this week of Fox the Cumulus with AFK farming on Torb. I thought Fish was having a moment. Papa Brownman's going to go ahead and drop the bomb on Cart for the remake. Does successfully get back in. Fish will get run down eventually here. I was so confident I could go off on a tangent about the silliness of a Torb, because I thought the Turtles had this hold. Now here we go. Genji Ballers are slamming it into second. Gonna bring probably about 4 minutes into this time bank for third by the time they get their wrap-up kills here. Papa Brownman doesn't quite have enough once he gets demeched. Not a touch there from Fish in time. Just gonna have to grab the reset here. Mercury Turtle onto the cast. Changes all around.
And honestly, Zoloft I feel like has her ultimate every single fight. And she uses it before all of her teammates use theirs. So, really good play from the supports here. We're seeing Dill get in early, takes out Hawk. And Heroic solo, he barely gets out of that. But we're getting really close to this cap. We need to see some ultimates from this other side get built. There's nothing there, and Byron's gonna have a wall.
There's a lot of economy spent on that fight to wind up with it lost. Now the 1-for-1s every time it's gonna wind up in the favor of Genji Ballers. They get the first pick, they get the third. They're gonna stay up the body here. There are respawns for the side of the Turtles, but final few meters, is there a touch? Lazy just manages to get there. Now Papa Brownman able to trade out for it. Finally finds the coalescence. Chris Helms is gonna fall, Hawk's gonna fall, Lazy's gonna fall. It's gotta be it, right? Papa Brownman loses suit. Mercury Turtle pops the high noon to try to scare him away from point. But Genji Ballers are going to take it away. 2-0 the win on Junkertown.
And honestly, Genji Ballers kind of scared for them there. General Dill with the play of the game here. Probably that last fight, but that was super close. I mean, I know they had a little bit more time, but I think the time doesn't really tell the story of how close this map actually really was.
Oh, and this is a hidden pot, G. Shout out to Heroic on the Venture there. That Venture ult getting lots of folks low for General Dill to finish off with the slams and the fireball through there. Really close fight on Junkertown. I don't know if the end time bank there, third point didn't go the way Turtles were hoping for, but they had some very strong moments through both points so far, through Junkertown and through Coliseo. Couldn't remember. There have been some moments where the Turtles have really shined. If they can just hit their stride for a couple of fights in a row, I think that we can see this easily stretch to 4 or 5 maps tonight. Right now, though, they're on the chopping block.
And I mean, truthfully, Turtles, I love them. They really made Genji Ballers change how they wanted to play. Like, I'm not gonna stress that enough. I feel like during this map, like you forcing Vyro onto Sim, which is pretty weird for him to play in the first place. Heroic's gonna have to switch back to Venture at certain points in time. You're making them change from different picks that they were playing to the more comfortable ones, and you're kind of forcing them to change styles. So I think it's really just a map choice. And we're gonna see King's Row, which I think we'll see some Reinhardts. But I could be wrong. But
I mean, Papa Brownman is a Reinhardt enjoyer. Definitely a comfortable spot there. Although we've seen both of these tanks, be able to make some pretty flexible adjustments throughout the points. But I think there's a high likelihood that we see some Ryan Beaver. Right? I mean, General Dill's here to have a little fun. He's got to be feeling good. His team's up. Papa Brownman, it's a comfort pick. He's got to be feeling like, all right, let's get our team a little motivated. See what happens here. Turtles taking a little bit of a strategy moment, I think, here. If you're in that call right now, you're trying to find those glimmers of I don't know how to say it, right? That moment of lightning that came through on some of those fights where Genji Ballers are just falling over left and right and everything's firing together and you're running over them. You got to be able to capture that and replicate it. That's what they're trying to find right now, and I think that's got to be what's going through some heads.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know Mercury, and they're pretty pretty enthusiastic most of the time. I think that's what this team needs right now, is to still feel that energy, still feel in the game. You might be down 2-0, but you're competing. You're making every map close. Every fight is close, and you're winning multiple of them too. This score doesn't tell you exactly who's the better team is right now. All that matters is getting this next map win. And honestly, I feel like Turtles I Love Them has a really good chance on this map here. Their last pick, potentially, if they can win this game. We'll see how they come out, if they change anything here.
Plenty to be changed, in fact. Fish is going to come in for the tank. We're going to see Mercury stay on the DPS. Papa Brown Man's going to join him. And Hawk and Lazy are going to stay on the support line. So the fish tank, they were memeing in chat. Well, I'll give you the play-by-play back here. Fish says Ball Kings Row. Vero says Doom Fisting, actually. Fish says Rhine is for losers. And now I'm convinced that we probably are really going to see a Ball and Doom Kings Row map. Heroic, an Overwatch 1 Doom specialist. We'll see about Overwatch 2 tonight. Fish, definitely a Ball player. I'm excited to see what's up.
It'll be the most taboo Kings Row that we might have in PMA ever, truthfully.
Oh, we got ours.
But here we go. Map 3.
I need to swap all. 1 second.
Yes. In the meantime.
And
So,
have you heard of Twitch Prime?
use it if you haven't already.
ShakaCon, if you can hear me, ShakaCon, if you can hear me, send something in the chat so I know if I can give you leader back so you can swap the team names right quick. BenchyCon, excellent. BenchyCon, you are now LeaderCon. Swap the names, please, and then give it back. And then we will get after it for map number 3, Kings Row. But yeah, I mean, a Doom Ball Kings Row, sacrilegious indeed, but I'll take it. Kings Row's been super popular this season. I find it really funny that some of the, shall we say, old heads of the league are oftentimes greeting Kings Row with this map, because we played it a bajillion and one times. Versus some of the folks that have a little more of that spunk for the league, which I adore and I think is fantastic that many of them are captains this season. Thank you for everyone that is out there running teams. Like, yeah, Kings Row! Let's play Kings Row! Kings is one of our best, let's play Kings. Kings is fun. I'm gonna make sure we play Kings every week. And I'm here for it.
The Doom Ball.
Awesome. Here for Doom Ball Kings Row. They were not kidding. Oh no. Chat, buckle the fuck up. Here we go. Kings is shit. ShakaCon said it. We're on Doom Ball. Nothing matters. It's 0.3. Genji Ballers are going to be dooming out. Turtles are going to be balling in. We'll see what happens. I said that backwards, actually. I guess the Genji Ballers are heading in, but whatever. They're on the attack first. The ball defense, gonna be tricky. I'm interested to see how Fish tries to play the opening engagement, because he's likely to run into Heroic, right? They're both gonna try to set up in similar spots.
Truthfully, all these heroes are really interesting. We got a Life Weaver.
Oh gosh, I didn't even notice that.
We got a Lari and a Zen. And a Jumper.
Surprise! There's a ball on your balcony. General Bill gets pestered early. Oh, and now Fish has to leave. And now Fish is back. And now Heroic's gonna go into the back line here in a moment. No? Hey, there it is. And a couple of Genji Ballers are gonna fall over. That's how this one's gonna go, chat. There's gonna be some ability used, some shots fired, and people are gonna fall over. This time, it was Genji Ballers that fell over.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Doom and Weaver. I just think Heroic needs to be way more aggressive, especially when you have a Life Weaver who can pull you out every single fight if you get low.
Oh. Vero's getting aggressive with it, finds the early assassination on Papa Brown Man, and now Heroic's going deep. Fish returns the favor though. Whew. The kills trading just a little bit at an awkward pace. Fish is trying to hold on to point. He should be able to just punch him! Punch the Genji! No, hit the Genji! Your fireball! Don't. No! Vyro! Vyro, no. Okay, anyway, moving on. Fish is going to try to reclaim the fame here. Throws the mines on point, but that is going to be first to hit because he's got to leave. General Dill uses the copy as an extra life for a moment. Grabs a Cassidy. Going to quickly be popped out, though. There is a quote-unquote recontest in the making. No, a couple of kills coming through as necessary, but Fish not one of them yet. Finally, he's gonna fall, right? That is, I believe, Fish's first death of the match. Spent a lot of time on point there. Not a lot of ultimates to back it up, though. Fish obviously did use the mines in the midst of it, but here's Vero popping a blade for 3!
I didn't even know what happened. I wasn't even watching that far ahead, but he saw it. He got them.
And that's what I mean, though. We've been talking about it. We're getting a little repetitive here, maybe, but the Genji ballers are willing to throw a blade for 3 kills to secure the first, I don't know, 2/3 of streaks. I respect it. Throw them early, throw them often, get them again.
Yeah, especially because Vyra's really the one who's getting most of the kills this game so far. He's in there getting these low kill kills. He's gonna have blade pretty fast in every fight.
I do really like this moment here by Fish, though. He goes up to stall the cart through the S-curve so that they still get the fight at the entrance of the alleyway instead of a last second. The team gets to take the long hallway. Ooh! The Ilari ult from Hawk. Looking spicy. I'm not sure it actually connected, though. That's going to be Genji Boys trying to come back.
Still a lot of progress in the cart. Fish is going to go ahead and stop it with the minefield. It's good progress, but when are they going to stop point? Looks like now. It's pretty deep. Echo's still behind them, really. And Fish is having to peel so much, he really can't contest this bully as much as I think he would like to.
Get off Vyro. That's what they need here. Heroic does fall. Zoloft getting harassed now. Can Fish confirm one of these kills in the back? The DPS up front are getting it done, though. Mercury pops the high noon for the second kill of the fight for them here. And now things are settling down. But you're exactly right. I think you hit it right on the head there, Slaying Beast. If Fish can afford to not have to run away as fast, either because he takes a bajillion damage or because somebody's screaming that they're getting dove, he needs to be able to sit on one of the DPS, probably Vero, maybe Heroic, and just make their life really hard like he did for Zoloft as well there. Or for Talon, anybody. Fish is tearing it up out here tonight.
We're seeing him take a little flank here. A little hidden route. It's going to catch Vyro really off guard. I don't think he's expecting to see a ball in the entire time. And you get a pick. You get 2.
Nice. Clean up there.
Again. Very easy.
Mercury Turtle and Fish comboing off for a couple of kills. They're going to make this a tougher recontest here for the ballers. And you can't go in 3v5. You're getting towards your final minute. If this is a long fight, this can very well be the last fight.
Secret tunnel. Yeah. Vyro's blade gets 1. Dead to Hawks. Yeah,
interesting to find the kill there from the Ilaria in that fashion, but we'll take it. We just got the mind again.
Bro, he can't really leave the traditional way. And dead. I mean, honestly, you're really keeping him at bay now that Fish doesn't have to peel. He's able to get involved, take out 1 DPS, or at least hold them to keep him busy. You're seeing Vyro have to go over to the Sombra.
Yeah.
You have to, and there's no option. You gotta try to punish Fish.
I mean, it is time, right? It's a little beyond time, I dare say, but they had ults they wanted to use. But now you see Heroic makes the swap as well over to the Queen, trying to get a little more damage in, perhaps, on that ball when necessary. Get the Scout to do some of the peeling for him. Oh, big
Oh,
combo.
cleanse. That's insane. Perfect timing on that.
3 ults in unison from the side of the Turtles for a death of their own. It's a tough one to turn around here. Zoloft pops the Kitsune rush. Lazy Turtle's gonna go down as well. This is a masterful recontest here for the side of the Genji Ballers. Fish wants to stall that cart for all they're worth. I'm not sure it's gonna be worth enough to be able to get bodies on point in any way that's meaningful here. Mercury Turtle gets chopped down by the advance of the Genji Ballers. They're gonna grab second point. No, Puppy Breath Man gets a cheeky teleporter on the point. They're gonna try to recontest maybe? No. Teleporter is broken. The sim is still not dead though. The ball is back! Fish is in! He's hacked immediately, so a bajillion damage is gonna come through, but it's still not enough.
No Moira in this fight, you're only relying on Kiri heals. Fish is still alive, causing chaos. That's the kill you needed though. That's gonna steamroll after that. Almost there though. They're taking every fight very slowly, they're getting them right. Not having to use many ultimates.
And that's gonna be the difference between time in the bank and refreshing your time bank with that cap though. Now it's probably gonna be a 0-second cap if the Genji Baller is able to get there. That was at least a very good delay from the Turtles.
Both teams, good ultimates come online. Papa Brahman's one of the Torp, I like it. A little bit more poke on this Echo and Sombra. Maybe catch them out a little earlier in the fights. Hawk dies?
We don't talk about that, I guess.
I'm not sure. I'll have to rewatch that later.
Oh, they do get the early trade. This was so important. Hawk's gonna have the faster respawn. Vero's dead. General Dilla is gonna get the copy on ball to now push back into the line here. Heroic's gonna ult into the fight as well, but it's Mercury filling up the kill feed with 3 in the back here. Mercury says no. You're not gonna move the cart, and I'm gonna kill all of you. Okay?
Nice.
Thoughts?
DMP from Vyro. That's what you're relying on this fight. Getting caught out early.
Oh, if you die here, it's so bad. If anybody dies here, it's so bad. Fish is in a scary spot. Wow. Queen Shout tries to capitalize on the turn there. It will find Lazy Turtle, though. General Dill able to pick up the brig kill, and now Vero leads in with an EMP, but there's a Deadeye in the back! Mercury Turtle, lurking from the last fight, finds 2. Hawk sends in a big solar flare there. And this should about do it. Just Vero on point, low for the cleanup. Turtles return the favor with a good hold.
Good cheeky plays too. I think they're definitely keeping Genji Ballers on their toes, forcing them to maybe check your corners a bit more, maybe listen for those footsteps a little bit closer, but great play from Mercury. Able to set that up with a high noon early. Saves them from getting a hold gap.
I'm having a moment here reading Twitch chat. Every once in a while, I get the chance to glance over. It's been an action-packed night, folks. Appreciate you being here. Sorry we haven't gotten to chat with you all as much, but I saw a series of 3 messages from Fox and Cumulus. The first one being, Turtles want this. JK, maybe Hawk doesn't really want this. They blew up the map. Hey, these things happen. We've all had those moments. Hawk, we love you. We're glad you're here. Keep it up. Those are the moments that you'll remember when you win this match. The Turtles are going to try to run it down. There's a chance.
Vyro sticking to the Sombra. I think it's pretty reasonable, considering the ball has been causing them a lot of trouble. Dill sticking to the cast. Also, going to be able to punish the ball. Papa Brown Man on the Bastion.
Yeah. I'm reading kill the ball, kill the ball, kill the ball, kill the ball, get to leave when the ball comes in. Versus
both teams now. No Life Weaver. A little disappointed.
Oh, Mercury.
Uh-oh. I gotta watch this.
Come on, Mercury, do it.
Oh, get Myro, please. Mauled the child.
The stealth Widow pick, first shot is out, they know. Your surprise is gone, but Fish has been a terror on the back line. If he can get some slams in, Papa Brown Man and Mercury Turtle can get some real easy shots. But Just shredded by the backline here. General Dill with that flashbang and 2 very high DPS supports to back him up. And now the swap's going to come back onto the cast from Mercury Turtle, but early kills here for the Genji Ballers.
Good start. Honestly, a lot of ultimates already coming online for Genji Ballers. You get 60% on your High Noon and your Queen Ult, your Rampage.
Ooh, extra stakes on map 3, folks. Dr. Khan says if there's a map 4, his team is going to make him play tank. So he really doesn't want to go to a map 4. Genji Ballers might throw this map just so that Dr. Khan is in more pain and suffering.
I
Thoughts?
feel like we have to go to map 4 now.
Now we're legally obligated to go to map 4. That way we get more ad revenue. We don't get ad revenue, as far as I know. We just get prime revenue, but, you know, we'll take more of it.
Take what you can get. Mercury, first early kill, General Dill on the Bastion. Rampage isn't early, getting everybody. Everybody's won. Turtle's really trying to get out now. Heroic is just
Lazy's not going to make it.
Flashing.
Oh, Fish is not going to make it either. Might have had a chance if you did the full turn and run, but now we're in a little bit of a stagger phase. Come on, Turtles.
They only use 1 ultimate, and they've got 4 online. I mean, really good ultimate discipline, knowing what they want to use. Ultimate's coming on the other side now, so we'll have to see what they use first.
Fish might want to consider shouting across to the high ground here. Flush out General Dill, take that away from the Baptiste. Oh, there's the window coming out on the low ground now, though. The EMP into the backline. It finds 3. It'll cost Vero his life. Is it enough? Mercury's going to walk on him with the High Noon. Backed up by Papa Brown Man. Backed up by General Dill. Going to send it back at him. It's 2-1, though. Mercury Turtle gonna outpace that, but General Dill's just getting to sit on the high ground. Turtles are pretty much gonna say, it's fine. You can die last. And then we'll cap.
Good stall, though. They're gonna have about 3.5 minutes, probably, for this next second phase. But not bad. You'll take that.
Seconds astoundingly easy to get a little steamrolly if you can find the next pick or 2 fast. Heroic's trying to start the poke. Mercury's up kind of far. If they can convert a kill, it'll be big.
They can walk, I think, now. They've earned the right to walk forward.
Ooh, but Fish gets told, no, you can't walk forward. Mercury's going to follow him close behind back to the spawn here. That's the early kill that's a little tough. Get the reset. Got lots of time.
Definitely a dangerous stagger. We're seeing Bash don't come out early. I'm assuming because we want to swap.
I'm down.
Yeah.
If we're gonna poke fight, let's poke fight.
We're on the soldier.
There it is. There's the poke prince himself.
Rampage.
Heroics! Sends a big ult through the whole team. Lazy Turtle's just gonna camp in the corner here. All running by him. Oh, Lazy Turtle almost gets bailed out by Hawk. Did get to send the Sunstrike through there. I have no idea what that's actually called. What's Ilari's ultimate?
Good question.
We'll never know.
Could not tell you.
Chat, I'm illiterate. Don't tell me. I don't care. It's Sunstrike. It's Sunny. It's Sunburn. Whatever it's gonna be. It's going to be a fight at the Arches. Fights at the Arches on Kings can be very, very tough to break. Lazy Turtle pops the rally to try to turn this around quicker, though. The team's just lagging behind a bit, getting pressured from the window. Vero's up there with the Sombra. Buys a bit of distraction here. Papa Brown Man's going to find a kill onto Heroic after he trades out Lazy. Slowly but surely headed towards the way of our Turtles. There's the setting into the hallway, though, and oh! This window, it's not going to be good for anything, but it was scary as all hell. Fish and Hawk said, screw it, just run through it. You can't shoot me anymore with your amped damage. Turtles managed to turn out that scrappy fight. That got a little bit flustering there.
And honestly, we're down to the last minute, and we might see last fight territory here in this first or second capture here. If these ultimates come out at the right time, we could be seeing potentially all the ultimates, and if this team comes out on top, Myra comes out on top of GBB.
Oh, the Sombras bumped into each other. Mercury gets got the first damage, but they've got the EMP and they don't want to die with it. Vero will get the kill with the tick damage. EMP does go off, but it doesn't connect, or it's already fell off. Apologies, either way. That's going to be the retake. Genji Ballers came in strong there. That Sombra bomb kind of traded everything out. Mercury was very much having a moment to get set up.
Meant to be more. I understand. I feel that.
That was crazy.
You don't know, I guess, if you're Vero, that Mercury has for EMP. Maybe you're trying to use it to cancel it, but still decent. Wins the fight.
And now we're in one fine territory. The final push possibly at hand. General Dill's trying to hang out on this high ground for the long angle. Has to retreat.
4-man. Anti. Everyone's falling apart.
Heroic has been popping off with the antis all game here.
No, we wanted the Shaka tank.
No Shaka tank tonight. Sorry, folks.
Maybe next week.
Kevin tried. Vero tried to get the Shaka tank, but it just wasn't enough. He is going to get the pot G to redeem himself, though.
Let's see it. Not 5, though. Remember, chat, not 5. Only 3.
Confirmed this was not 5. But it was 4 to start the second point. And that is a strong message to be sent here on King's Row. It'll be enough for the 3-0. Genji Baller is going to take this one home for their week 4 game tonight. Turtles, I love them. Turtles, I love your spirit tonight. You fought hard, you fought well. And I look forward to casting another one of the games in the future here. It's been a ton of fun, Slime Beast. It's been a ton of fun, Panto. Thank you all for joining tonight and putting on this production. Any closing thoughts for our friends at home here?
Thank you all for another great week of PMAOWL. We had an awesome week with many games. Next week we'll come out strong again on Monday. Tune in next time. We appreciate you. This is Slaying Beast, Drunk Rat, and Fanto. Connie, good night.
Peace.